Hey guys, this is Oracle Daphne. My name is Beth, and I'm back again doing your May 2016 Lovely Tarot Horoscopes. This is for everyone with their Sun and Sun or Moon in the lovely Aries. And part of my voice, it is dying a little bit. I'm doing so many readings and so much recording, but just kind of hang in there with me. And just so you guys know, I was originally trying to wear this strapless dress in my video because I got so excited because it's spring and whatever, but it's really cold. It's been really cold here the last couple of days, so I put on this crazy jacket which I've never worn before. So yeah, that's my attire, this explanation of this attire situation that I've got going on, which is different than my usual sweatshirt and sports bra attire. That's what I usually wear. So anyways, so yeah, I do have a new Instagram account. It's Elizabeth Olsen 31. I did take a few I did take a few pictures of my garden. I started this little plot over at the Ellensburg Food Bank Garden. It's a community garden here in Ellensburg, and I totally love it. So definitely check out my Instagram, because I will be kind of doing like that, one of those I forget what they're called, time lapse. I want to do like a time lapse video to show the progression of my garden from the beginning. So I took some pictures of like recently all the stuff that I planted, and that's only been like, I don't know, like not even 2 weeks. And old, that garden's only 2 weeks old, so it's going to get really big, and I'm really excited to share it with everyone. So there's also other stuff that I've been posting too, and I am going to be back again doing more videos for the sex and relation videos. I've decided to do those for May, so stay tuned for those. I am announcing those, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing mid-May videos, but we'll see if I can get to them. But, just so you guys know, I am trying to phase out my mid-month readings. So if I do get to them, then I will be posting them in that section on my channel page. Yeah, other than that, let's just get to your reading and see what you guys have. This is again for everyone with their Sun and Sun or Moon in Aries for the month of May 2016. And I've just shuffled. So, and for those of you who would like a private reading, definitely email me, elizabetholsen31@gmail.com. And that's the first step in getting booked. I did do a little video on how to book a reading with me, so if you have questions about that, I can always send you that link, but it's in the video section on my YouTube channel. So, let's see what we have. There is something going on. The Three of Swords has shown up with both Aquarius and Pisces. You may be in a relationship with the Pisces. There's just some pain and suffering. And I feel like the weird thing is, and it just show up with Aquarius too, so that tells me that there may be some kind of love triangle situation between Aquarius, Pisces, Aries, or there may be some like weird betrayal elements or heartbreak elements going on for the month of May. And normally I don't think of May as a time of heartbreak. It's like love in the time of May. I see May as being springtime, a happy time, but these might be a little bit darker days for some Aries people that are in like a coupled situation, because you have the Three of Swords coming in from the outside. This can be betrayal. This is betrayal. This is loss. This is sacrifice. This is trauma. This is heartbreak. I have seen death in the family. I did see death in the family for Pisces. And the fact that you do have the Eight of Swords, which can indicate one of the death cards, is also present here too for Aries. So again, you may have some, there may be a death in the family in the month of May for you as well. I hate to say that, but that's it's loss, and then followed by the Three of Swords is what's coming in from the outside. You have the Hermit, which The Hermit is about going into the man cave or female cave, or for some women going shopping, or for some women taking a trip to clear their head, you know. But there's something that you're going to need to, like, you're going to retreat a little bit. I feel like it's going to cause you to do some deep thinking, to think about things really intensely, more than normal. Okay, because Aries is such like a, you know, they do think very deeply a lot of times, and it's a mental sign. So I want to say there's just a lot of deep thinking that you're going to be doing, you know, later in May. Because of this, you're going to rethink some things. I feel like rethink some things, rethink your strategy, your overall perspective on life. It's almost like you need a little bit of hope, and the universe is like maybe not sending that to you because of the Eight of Swords, because of karma. So there's some karmic elements here too. So any betrayal, any loss, any sacrifice is a karmic situation. It's something that you really don't have control over, and you're meant to feel those things because it's the catalyst with which your soul will grow. So it's hard. I feel like it's going to be hard for you to get through this, but at the same time, the thing that will help you is the Hermit, is taking time to retreat, going into the cave. Usually it's about going into the cave and taking some time to be in solitude. For some people, it's like if they've been in the cave for a really long time, then they need to come out and they need to go be social. In the beginning of May, you need to be social. But later, I feel like you're going to need to retreat a little bit. You're going to need to like kind of pull back and take some alone time and do some deep thinking. So, because it's a major element, the Three of Swords is major element. The Three of Swords can be a Scorpio too. There's this element too, as I pulled that, you've got the Knight of Cups in reverse, showing up for what's coming in from the outside. And the Knight of Cups in reverse is a very reckless, alcoholic male, okay? Or it can be a male who has problems, who's very like, you know, gets overwhelmed, who is very emotional, gets overwhelmed by their emotions. This could also be some storm element, okay, too, in May. There may be some storm, you know, there may be like a hurricane type storm that hits someplace, you know, in the tropics, and it's a tropical location, and this is like, you suffer some loss. For some people, it's like house, you know, something with your house. Some of it's a boat, okay? So you may lose a boat if you have a boat. This could be a partner who's an alcoholic, and they've said some things, and you know, there's betrayal elements, you know, they've hurt you in some way. The Knight of Cups cannot contain what they say, so they turn into Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde when they've been drinking. Okay, so like on a good day, everything's fine, sweetheart. Everything is what you want to do, whatever you want to do, sweetheart. It's all good. And then they start drinking, and it's you blah 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 blah, blah that comes out of their mouth. Okay, the anger erupts, the fights start. It's bad. Okay, it's a bad situation. The Knight of Cups in the upright is kind of like someone that kind of rides the waves of emotion. So it's just like someone who's more, you know, can be more easygoing, lets things roll off them a little bit better. They are sensitive and they kind of bottle, but in the reverse position, it's someone who's bottled, and then they just pop, like all of a sudden, like they go off the wall. Okay, so you need to watch out for alcohol. You know, Aries men, watch out for alcohol. Aries females in a relationship to a water sign male, could also be a Libra male. So it's Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, or Libra. A lot of times, Aries Libra combinations really can have explosive, it's like fatal attraction, but like explosive ends. Okay, and this is like an explosive end where, you know, this is the fight to end all fights. You know, this is game over. Some of you are in a cycle which is like you know, you may have some Sagittarius in your chart too, because to me there's a recycling thing happen, or a cycle where you may have been breaking up and getting back together with this person. There's a hot and cold. So, you know, you're waiting for him to come back in, but I'm not sure why, because he's just going to do it again. Whatever he did in the past, he's going to do it again. And, you know, you have one of the waiting cards in the position of immediate future. So this is waiting. This is, you know, timing issues. May is to me, a very karmic month. So people that are incurring karma because they're doing negative things are going to be seeing negative results. Like, it's just going to hit. It's just going to be like something that just hits. And for people that are doing positive things, they are also going to be rewarded. Or for those people who have learned their lesson, they are going to be rewarded greatly for their fortitude and for their improvement and for their, you know, their patience. I want to say patience and honesty and goodness. So that's all going to be rewarded. But to have the outcome is the Eight of Swords. It's, you know, a prison of your own making. It's being in a relationship which you choose to stay in when you should choose to leave. This is karma, not learning what not to do, doing things over and over again, continuously being in a relationship with an alcoholic or a drug addict or someone who's just not healthy. And, you know, you seeing that there's potential, or you seeing that, you know, you can help to fix this person, or you seeing that, you know, to me, this is you being in a relationship for the wrong reasons, okay? For some, this is like your partner having a nervous breakdown. Like, this is a good nervous breakdown. If you continue on in this relationship, it is sort of like prison, okay? It is. And some of you, look, there's a literal jail aspect here too. So some of you, it's someone, you're watching this for someone who's in jail, okay? Or someone, you know, you're going to end up in jail. To me, this is domestic violence. This is assault and battery. This is drunk driving. This is DUI. You know, something happens because this person has become really reckless. The Knight of Cups is reckless. So this is, you know, getting into like a fight, you know, with someone under the influence and then ending up in jail, okay? Again, there's the element of the drunk driver here. So you need to be careful, okay? You need to be very, very careful, because they are in your midst, okay, Aries, in your midst. Whether that's your partner, or whether that's somebody around you, whether that's a son. For some of you, it's your son, and some of you, it's someone you don't even know, okay? I just see it as someone who's like really, really out of control emotionally. They don't know how to get back on track. All they know is how they feel about the situation. So you may be with a partner who has that attitude. Like, all they know and all they can handle is their own emotions. The minute that you have emotions, they lose their mind. It's a negative situation. You know, some of you feel like really helpless, like, and insecure, like you're helpless because you're like, you want to get out of this relationship, but for whatever reason you don't know how to, or for whatever reason you feel like stuck or trapped, or like you want to leave but you're like, I don't have the money, or you're like, you want to leave but there's some element of waiting, like you're waiting to leave, or you're waiting for them to go away, or you're waiting for them to get better, or you're waiting for something to happen first before you leave. But in the end, I feel like you're not going to leave. I feel like you're going to stay and you're just going to complain about it. And you're going to be like, well, I'm stuck in this situation. There's nothing that I can do. And really, there's always an option. There's always a way out. There's always something else that you can do to get out of the situation that you're in that's negative. There's a lot of strong clinging on aspects, not wanting to let go, not wanting to move on. You may have some planets in one of the fixed signs: Aquarius, Leo, Taurus. There may be some financial issues. You're worried about finances. Again, you may not feel like you can leave because, you're worried about the money. You don't have the money to leave for whatever reason. The foundation, I think I mentioned this, but I'll mention again. The Ace of Swords is the foundation. This is making the decision to move the hell on, okay? If you're dealing with this Knight of Cups, alcoholic person, it's time, okay? I don't care what you need to do, whose house you need to go camp out at, pitch a tent on their front lawn, make it happen. That's what you need to do. Some of you, there is like, it's a love triangle from hell. There's problems within the love triangle. So there's angry people, people that are hurt, people that are upset. This is betrayal. This can be like, if you, like, say you're in a relationship to a water sign and you've betrayed them, maybe they find out that you're cheating on them. This is them going off the rail, like going out of control, like just losing their mind. Upset, like angry, hurt, betrayed, upset. Because you have the Ten of Cups in the position of emotions, and it can be a love affair. It's the sex card, okay? Some of you just want to have sex, okay? Like some Aries, like some single Aries, just want to have sex. You want to have fun. You want to date. You want to get out. You do need to get out. Some of you are sleeping with the wrong person, okay? Some of you, it's just that you're involved in a love affair. This can be a one-night stand, a love affair type situation. Because I don't see any other couples cards here, I want to say most likely you are involved in some kind of love affair if you are not married. If you are married, then your partner has problems. Or if you're dating someone, they have problems. And their problems have become your problems. And you need to make some decisions. You should have made the decision to move on a long time ago. But because of money, or because you were trying to fix the situation, or because you didn't want to be alone. Some of you have fears of abandonment. Some of you did not want to be alone. Some of you really just didn't want to let it go. And that's the clinging on again. You're clinging on to something that should have gotten, and so what's happened is you were clinging on to the relationship. I feel like some of you have gotten involved with somebody else. Your partner finds out and they lose their mind. They lose their temper, which is kind of like fair. It's kind of fair. Like, it's fair in the sense that, like, for those of, I've been cheated on before, okay? And I lost my mind before. And so I know what it's like for somebody to find out that somebody's cheating and really have been blindsided by it. This is getting very much derailed, okay? This person is very much derailed. If this is not a cheating situation, although I feel like very strongly, and for a lot of cases, it's going to be. But say it's not, you're just dealing, say you're just dating, say you're single and you're dating this person. This is person that you need to, like, avoid at all costs. Like, really avoid. Some of you who are single and looking for love, because you have the Five of Pentacles in the center of everything, similar to, I think, Aquarius. So again, you may have some planets in Aquarius, because I think Aquarius also got the Knight of Cups person at some point. I read down my videos. I don't remember. But the Five of Pentacles is, when are you going to find love? When is it going to happen for you? You want to have a full package. You want to have a soulmate. This is for singles. For couples, I feel like you've got love affair, betrayal issues. Singles, I feel like you are looking for love. You are looking for romance. You're looking for soulmate potential, you know, commitment potential. And you need to go out. You need to go out and you need to like get on it and, you know, find yourself a person. Whether you're guy or girl. It could be girl, could be guy, could be, you know, whoever. But you need to get on it, because I feel like you're not putting yourself out there, and you may be waiting for someone to come back. I feel like this is very classic, because this is somebody who's coming back in. You may have broken up with someone recently, and for whatever reason, you're not totally over them, and they may come back, and it's really going to end up really bad if you allow that to happen. There's the High Priestess here too, which is in this position, it's like the light is on, okay? The light has gone on, and this is like a light that's beaming out over everything. So you may be talking to a psychic or a medium. There may be someone that you're communicating with. You may be talking to me, but this is, you know, you may be a medium watching this. You may have your own psychic medium thing going down, and you're watching. And it's like, you know, everything that's going on, or this is you finding out something that's going on, or this is your partner finding out that something's going on via someone else. Okay, this is the truth being set free here. So for better or for worse. So for some of you, it's a positive thing. Some of you like are going to be finding out something that it's necessary. Something that needs to come out is going to come out. Some of you need to come out of the closet. I feel like very strongly, for some reason, I just wanted to say that. Like, some of you need to come out of the closet. And there is like a coming out of the closet card. It's just so you know. And it's not showing up here, but I just feel like the High Priestess is being set free in a way. And you need to embrace your freedom. Similar to Aquarius, in the month of May, any restrictions, and you're kind of going, well, how am I supposed to do that? How am I supposed to do that when I have no money? How am I supposed to do that when I have no job? You need to get a job. You need to get some money. You need to get your ass out there and go out there and light a fire under your ass and do it. Don't stay in these crazy, terrible, drama-filled situations, because I feel like this is drama. I feel like it's drama and it's unnecessary. Some of you are so involved in some drama that your work is suffering. You're not getting any work done. There's so much drama in your personal life for whatever reason, friends, family, relationships, that, you know, you're just not getting, there's a lot of work problems. Some of you, you're taking your stress and alcohol. You're drinking your stress away, or trying to drink your stress away. But it's a time where you really need to focus more on work, less on drama, okay? So, like, I really just want to say no to the exes. Like, if you have ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend, say no to the exes. Do not let an ex-boyfriend come back. For some of you female Aries, this is letting an ex-boyfriend come back. For some of you male Aries, this is like, similarly, like you broke up with someone, but they're trying to come back. You're still sleeping with them. Do not sleep with an ex, okay? Do not. It's time to get some fresh material going, okay, in your repertoire, okay? Like fresh material, okay? So, like, it just needs to happen. You know, you're clinging on for whatever reason, and, you know, you may be the person that's living, like, you may have lived with a boyfriend or girlfriend, and to be living with them. That's a problem. You need to move out, okay? The Hermit is needing to move out, but the Eight of Swords doesn't feel like you want to, or you're going to. And so, you know, I can't tell you what to do, because Aries is so resistant to taking other people's advice or listening to other people. But I really strongly recommend that you heed a word of caution here. If you continue to stay in the situation, it's just going to get uglier and uglier and uglier. It's not going to change. So it's time to move on. It's time to move out. It's time to, stop, beating your head against the wall. And if you've inflicted somebody, if you've betrayed somebody, again, this is where karma is really clicking into gear here, full gear. A lot of shit hits the fan. When things like that happen, a lot of shit can hit the fan. So I would, forewarn you to be really on your best behavior in the month of May, Aries, on your best behavior. If you're sleeping around, like say you're sleeping with like multiple people, I feel like some of you have like a list of people. This is a time where you need to stop that behavior, because it's not going to really, your blessings are blocked in May in several key areas. You've got a lot of sadness starting out at the beginning of May, and then a lot of pain and suffering coming in from the outside, or somebody's getting hurt, whether it's you or your partner, because it could be your partner too, who's going to be very much hurt by some of the things that you've said or done. And then later, the Eight of Swords is the outcome. So, you're blocked in several key areas. So I would forewarn you and tell you to make sure you're taking right action, okay? You're taking ownership and responsibility for what you've said or done. And if you're in a negative situation, you leave. That's like the number one thing. I'm just going to pull the last couple of cards and see if there's anything else that I can tell you. You are a little bit of the definition of insanity, because you get the moon card here. So, definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting different results. But this can also be a card about career and life direction. Like some of you don't know what to do in life, and this is just asking for guidance, asking for help, talking it through with a counselor of some kind, talking to a university, talking to people and asking for, different ideas about different things that, that you could do. Okay. This is making a change. Again, needing to make the changes coming through very strongly. Making the change, stop being in that pattern of like that circular pattern of just like nothing ever really changing. You need to be careful of drugs and alcohol. This is not a time to drink or do any kind of drugs. You need to really avoid that. Some of you are struggling with that, and you need to really be very careful about that. Some of you are depressed or suffer from depression, and you need to go out and dance. You need to go out and sing. You need to go out and to have fun. You need to do things where you're social. Maybe there's some live music. I said this for Pisces too. Or Aquarius, I think. Maybe it was Aquarius. So again, there's Aquarius, Aries thing. You may be in a relationship to Aquarius. Your partner may be Aquarius. You just may have some Aquarius in your chart somewhere. But to me, it's just like that's what needs to happen. I feel like some of you are waiting on something, and this waiting is only going to cause you more confusion. It's only going to make things worse. You just need to make things happen. The moon card a lot of times happens to people when they are looking for a new opportunity or trying to figure out where to go next. But because they think about it for so long, you may have some planets in Libra too. Because you're thinking about it for so long, you just kind of get stuck in the circular pattern where instead of like you just taking a job, you don't take it. Or instead of you just making a move, you don't do it. So you stay in the status quo, you're in a status quo holding pattern, and you just end up getting very depressed because nothing really changes because you don't make any change. So the energy is stagnant. So you need to, if you are thinking about going back to school, take a class, okay? If you are thinking or apply to universities, just apply, okay? If you're thinking about getting a job, get a job, apply to as many jobs, and go and get one. Like, don't even think about what's the best one, because there isn't a best one. To me, I call this the flower shop card. This is a card about working for the flower shop in the corner for $10 an hour and not really caring, but doing it because it breaks up the stagnant energy. And this is issues with authenticity. If you don't know who you are and you're not showing your authentic self to the world, then you're going to attract in people who are also inauthentic, who are the liars, cheaters, and thieves. If you are afraid to show who you are because you're afraid of getting hurt, then that's also, you're going to get the people that are relationship phobic. You also, to me, there's some lying going on, some deception going on. So you need to be careful about what you say. I want to say female Aries, you need to be careful about lies. You just do. I feel like there's some deception on your part. Maybe with a partner. It can be other people lying to you as well, or your partner lying to you. But this is a pattern. This is a pattern of deception. It's not just like one deception. No, the entire picture of the moon is dark. So there isn't, to me, all the trees in the background are people. So to me, you're surrounded by negative people. You're surrounded by people who are lying to. Why? Because you're inauthentic in some way. You're not being open and honest with people yourself. There's just a lot, to me, there's a lot of deception, and there's a lot of things going on at night specifically that you know, you may work at night, or you know, your partner may work at night. If you're watching this video for a partner that works at night, there's a lot of things that are hidden from you that are going on. I also want to say this, to me, you may be in a relationship with a Scorpio because Scorpios withhold the truth. Or you may be in a relationship with someone who just withholds the truth. To me, withholding the truth is not, is the same as lying, but some people do not see it, especially Scorpios, do not see it that way. So there's a thing about being emotionally unavailable, and there's a thing about somebody withholding the elements of the truth to you because they don't want you to see the full picture. Because if you were to see the full picture, you'd realize that everything out of their mouth is total and utter horseshit and lies. And if this is you, where everything out of your mouth is total, utter horseshit and lies, then this is where you're going to get yourself in trouble because, you're just going to keep attracting more negative people into your life, okay? So I'm not trying to make you feel guilty. I'm just saying, the more lies that you do, the more negativity you're going to have in general in your life, okay? Some of you just need to switch careers. Some of you it's just a career switch. So maybe you're doing used cars, and you want to go back to school for dentistry. Okay, so you go back to school for dentistry. It's not a big deal. You just have to switch gears and switch focus. That's all. And some of you, again, the alcohol. If you are drinking, you need to seriously stop. Look, I just want to say seriously stop. You may even just want to do cold turkey, honestly. Fill your life with things that make you happy. Fill your life with people that are positive. Be positive, and you will also surround yourself with positive things that happen, and events and experiences that will bring you a lot more joy. I want to see more joy for you. So I feel like there's a lot of things that making you feel stuck or stagnant, or like you can't move forward in a way that you want. Any delay is not healthy because it's just going to contribute to this feeling of being stuck and stagnant. Some of you need to have your house cleared. I have a friend who does house clearing. I feel like I'm not sure if she's only in the area or whatever, but, your house needs to be cleared as negativity. Some of you just have a lot of negativity in your house too. Sage your house, open the windows, put as many flowers in there as possible. That's all that I can really tell you, because it just needs to be cleared in energetic ways. So, anyways, that's all for now. Thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, subscribing, and Google Plusing. I really appreciate it. My subscribership has really jumped recently, and I'm like, whoa. I do have an Instagram now. I think I mentioned it before, but it's Elizabeth Olsen 31. So definitely check it out. And if you'd like a reading, feel free to email me, elizabetholson31@gmail.com. And I will be back again for more videos, so stay tuned. And I send you big hugs, big kisses. And I'll talk to you guys again soon. Okay, take care. All the best. Bye.